that his family did not recognize him. I also believe there was a spiritual component when it came to his transformation. I'm being led to talk about the transfiguration of Jesus. When Jesus was crucified and he died and he arose, some people, they don't really talk about the second coming of Jesus as far as in the word. So Jesus, he dies, right? He's crucified, he's buried, and he is risen. After he's risen, he has another period of ministry where he revisits his disciples who were not able to recognize him for whatever reasons. Okay, I don't really know much. I can't say much because the word doesn't say much about what was different about his physical appearance. But what the word does say was that they were not able to recognize him until he showed them his palm. That's how they were able to see the piercings from the nails on the cross. That is the only distinction, that is the only communication about, um, you know, how they were able to recognize him. But the truth is, they didn't recognize him. I don't know why. Maybe it was more spiritual. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But the point I'm trying to make is that Jesus, he had a reputation, right? So that he has his baptism, and then he's ushered into the wilderness, and then out of the wilderness into his ministry, right? So as he's doing these works and he's healing and restoring people, thank you for joining the live. He, God bless. He is he his reputation is changing, right? So John chapter 6 says here, the Jews at this the Jews, we're reading John chapter 6 verses 41. At this the Jews there began to grumble about him because he said, I am the bread that came down from heaven. So now Jesus is basically affirming who God says he is, and that's how it should be for you. Many of you had a reputation as well. Whatever you want to put under the canopy of a sinner, you did. And so people knew you, family, friends, whoever knew you to be a certain way, to do certain things. You had a reputation that was less than stellar. And had it not been for the grace of God and your perspective changing, you know, you would not have been able to live knowing you did the things that you did and having to deal with the opinions and the backlash of people knowing what you did. This is where the shame and the disgrace, it goes away. God says in the word, I've pulled back the shame, glory to God, the shame